Good morning, everyone. My name is Benjamin, and welcome back to our normal scheduled time and normal scheduled programs. Today, we're going to be kind of catching up on what has happened over the last week because, unfortunately, I was unable to record on Wednesday for the simple fact that I had to make a long drive from Massachusetts all the way down to this part of Virginia, back, essentially back home. And yeah, so my flight actually got canceled. So my flight got canceled, and these things happen. Snowstorm really screwed with everything, so it happens. While I was gone, essentially last week, officially, I don't remember if Biden has said he's going to run, but he's looking very likely to run. Booker hasn't announced yet, from what I've read. Sherrod Brown hasn't announced. Steve Bullock hasn't announced. I'm not even going to say this person's name yet. I don't even know who this. I might know who this is. Julian Castro has announced. I really don't see a way for him to win the nomination. De Blasio hasn't announced. Delaney is announced. Tulsi Gabbard announced. Along with Ojeda, I think she is the best, one of the better Democratic candidates out there in terms of being able to appeal to moderates, even though she's very left-wing on a lot of issues. She has issues where she is moderate on, and those moderate issues would at least make her somewhat acceptable to Republicans, if that makes any sense. Yeah, we'll have to give up one of the big things they care about, but on the other hand, she's not big into the whole gun control thing, and she really wants to fight ISIS and radical Islamic terror, and she's not afraid to call it what it is. I don't remember if Garcetti is announced. Gillibrand, aka Hillary Clinton Light, has announced. And she is, like Hillary Clinton, a flip-flopper. She was against gun control before she was for it, and she's even voted against gun control measures that are standard now. So it's like, or standard for Democrats to support now. She's going to have to answer for that in a primary. I think her campaign is dead in the water. Kamala Harris has announced. I'm going to count her as a front runner, even though I really hope she doesn't win. It's not because I don't. It's not because I think she beat Trump. It's more, I just really don't want the Democrats to say that this is the direction they want their party to go in. Hickenlooper hasn't announced. Former Attorney General Holder hasn't announced. I don't think Inslee is announced. Klobuchar hasn't announced, though she's looking more and more likely. Terry McAuliffe, I don't think he'll announce, and people calling him a moderate are crazy because he's not all that moderate on a lot of issues. Merkley, don't remember. O'Rourke, another one of those that I think is just a flash in the pan, but we don't actually know, so we'll see. Ojeda, maybe? I know he's announced, but maybe he could win. Bernie Sanders hasn't done anything. Schultz probably won't do anything. Swalwell? Okay. And Liz Warren. Of these, I'm not really impressed by anyone in terms of, other than maybe Gabbard, in terms of not only qualifications, but also character and willingness to actually admit that the Democratic Party is not the majority of Americans and their views don't represent the majority of Americans. somebody said, and to anybody who says, oh, but Medicare for All has X amount of support, and I think there was a poll that showed 70% of support. It really depends on how the question is framed. And the truth is, if you frame it how it actually will work, where the majority of Americans will have taxes increased in order to pay for it, support for it drops down below 30%. So that, to me, indicates that people don't actually want it. They just want free stuff, because when it's said, well, the government should declare healthcare a human right, that's when it gets up to 70%, which means they're even getting Republicans on board with that idea, which is absolutely ludicrous. I really don't trust that survey, because I've never spoken to a Republican who thinks socialized healthcare is a good idea. And maybe I can talk to one of my friends from Venezuela about whether or not nationalizing industries like that is a good idea. And I think I know where he's going to say. I think I know what he's going to say, considering he came from a nation that went in the direction that progressives really want to go. And of course, Venezuela is a whole lot different than the United States, but we're not going to talk about that, because the truth is, would the United States fall apart like Venezuela has? Probably not. But it's not something most Americans are really prepared for. But it's a direction the Democratic Party wants to go to, so we actually have to look at it from a policy perspective. In the coming weeks, I'll be talking about that stuff. Next Friday, I'm going to take a preliminary I Side With quiz. You can find my previous one on this channel to see where I side on issues. And this one, I'm going to say that I'm not going to put in, write your own answer. I'm just going to go with the standard. I'm going to go with the options they have, and I will always use the additional options. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you had a nice day. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Bye.